let's talk about doing a mix minus on the Allen & Heath CQ-18T. Now this is exactly what I bought this mixer for, was those small little corporate meetings that are hybrid, where there's maybe 6 to 12 people in a room. Now you could do this with a bigger corporate event too, but I bought it for the small stuff because I don't always like to bring around my X32 compact. Even though it's compact, it's still kind of big for those small tight rooms. So this mixer is perfect for those situations. Now there's going to be a prerequisite here. Make sure you go to Allen & Heath's website and download their audio driver for your computer if you're using a PC. Now I believe for a Mac they just use the built-in Core Audio, so you don't have to worry about it for a Mac. But for a PC, make sure you download the audio driver, get that installed, grab your USB cord, plug that in, end into the mixer, that end into your computer. And to start out here, we're gonna go ahead and do a factory reset quick, just so you can see that I am working from base, which you hold the home and the number 1, flip the power on, and keep holding them down until the mixer fully boots up. And then once it fully boots up, you can go ahead and let go of those. And now let's get everything set up how it needs to be. So if we go into config, first thing we're gonna do is configure the outputs. And I'm gonna move my other camera just a little closer here so you can maybe see the screen just a little better. And give it a little tilt down. I don't have the best setup for doing tutorials, so I'm using 2 GoPros on tripods right now. I wish I have to use this desk for like office work, so I wish I had like a nice streaming area where the top-down camera and everything just was nice, but just not the way it is. So hopefully you can see everything. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take output 5 and 6, and I'm going to stereo link them. And then I'm going to go ahead and rename that output. Zoom. Apply. Close that. So now outputs 5 and 6 are linked, and they're labeled Zoom. And then I'm going to go ahead and set those as post fader, because the way I like to do hybrid events is I like my send to zoom to be post fader. So if I pull down a mic, it stops going out to zoom. If you do it pre-fader, it's going to continue to go to zoom. You've got to mix both the zoom mix separately from the room, and I would just prefer to mix for the room and have it go to zoom. Just seems easier in my opinion. So then we're going to go to the USB settings. Now, this is where it was a little bit of figuring it out myself on this mixer, because I don't think, I looked through the whole manual and I didn't really see any section on creating a mix minus. So some of this, if you don't have to do all of this, I don't 100% know, but this is how I do it and it works for me. So, you know, throw down in the comment section if I'm doing something extra that doesn't need to be done. So since we're dealing with the USB, I'm actually putting the source post automatic mic mixer. I don't know if my computer can handle 96K, so I set it to 48, and stream mode, I do stereo instead of multi-track. Now, one thing that took a little bit of trial and error here is I didn't know what I was sending to the USB. But this 2324 is actually the USB send, so set that to zoom. Now, in the automatic mic mixer, I'm going to turn on the automatic mic mixer for inputs 1 through 5, because we're going to have 5 microphones at this hybrid event. And then let's go to inputs. And now since we have 5 microphones, I actually really like to just go in and do the quick config for vocal. I'm gonna do that again and again. And I've done this for a pretty big room. Now it was just handheld microphones, you know, it wasn't it wasn't. Now, obviously, I'm not going to set the gain, but, you know, at an event, you would set the gain. But we're not going to do absolutely everything because I'm not going to plug any mics into this. I'm going to go to processing. So one thing I do like to do is I like to set this to S, which is kind of a de-esser, even though it doesn't officially have a de-esser. It just modifies the EQ to cut the highs. I am not a fan of sibilants, and man, it just feels like there's sibilants all the time in microphones. So I like to put it on that, and I just feel like the vocals sound so much smoother. That's personal preference to me. EQ the mics however you want. You don't have to use the vocal preset. I'm just showing what I do quick. And I always do a sound check in the room to see if it's working. Let's see. Okay, so we see the zoom out there. So then, point being, just do whatever you want with the vocal EQ, with the mic EQ. I'm just showing a quick and easy way to set it up, because in a small room with like 6 people, you don't have to do a whole lot of heavy EQing because the speakers aren't going to be very loud in the room. So just, I like to keep things quick and easy for these types of events. Bigger corporate events, I ring out the room, I EQ the room, I EQ the microphones, I make it all sound good. I just don't go to quite that level when it's like a 6-person hybrid event. The built-in presets are good enough. So now, when we're in here, we're gonna go to fader now. I'm gonna change this to sends to zoom. And now remember, we're doing these post faders. So I'm just gonna bring all these up to 0 for now. So we're not actually sending anything to zoom right now because on the main mix, the faders are down. One thing you do not want to do is turn the USB up. We do not want to send that to zoom because that's going to create a feedback loop. So now that we've got that done, we're going to go back to the main left right. Now we do want to get zoom into the room. So yeah, I'm just going to put it at -10, but you're obviously going to have to do a test in zoom and, you know, see how loud you want it in the room. And you're going to want to turn your mics up wherever you want them. Totally up to you. You know, I'd recommend doing a test, sending audio to zoom, making sure you're getting a good level. I like to do, when you're in zoom, I like to do the record and playback, hear it back through the speaker, see how loud it is, talk into a microphone that I'm sending to the speaker through the main left right, and see how loud it is. And, you know, usually you're pretty good to go after that. But really, that is about how simple it is. We've got the automatic mic mixer going. We've got our input set up for vocals. We've got our output stereo linked post fader. We've got our USB send post automatic mic mixer, 48 kilohertz stereo, and we're sending zoom to 2324, which is the USB output on this mixer. Yep, automatic mic mixer is on, so we're good there. Processing on the microphones is good. We've got the mics up. The only thing we don't have is we don't have them gained up, obviously, because I'm not plugging any mics in to actually test this. But we've got the mics up to the room. We've got the mics up to zoom, and zoom is up. We do not have the USB being sent to zoom, but we do have the USB being sent to the room. And that is how easy it is to set up a mix minus on the Allen & Heath CQ-18T. Essentially, we've got our inputs, and we're just creating a Y. We've got a main left-right mix, and we've got a zoom mix, and we're doing post fader to zoom. And then the audio that's coming back from zoom over the USB, we are not sending that to zoom. We're only sending that to the room. And that's really how easy it is. Just think of it as a Y, and it works good. If you have any questions on this, or if you have an easier way of doing this or a different way of doing it, let me know. Throw it down in the comments section. Always looking for, tips and ideas that might be easier than the way I'm doing it, but this is how I've been doing it, and I've used this for about 3 hybrid events so far, and it's worked great. But if you have any questions, throw it down in the comments section. If you've got any tips of your own that you want to send my way, throw those down in the comments section too. Until next time, have a good day.